What's up guys, this is Miasin, and yeah, the OCG ban list is finally out, so let's check it out as soon as you smash the like and subscribe button. Anyways, for the forbidden section, all we have is Beatrice. I'm not gonna waste your time and pretend like this is crazy, so let's just move on. Limited section, Zodiac Jurancia going from 0 to 1. I also don't really care. Masterpiece, same thing. The decks that can't play this card are already fair decks. I've made a bunch of videos in the past, I mean also recently, covering a bunch of cards that are currently banned that could get unbanned. And all these cards belong to that category, so honestly, who cares? Red Eyes Dark Dragoon going from 0 to 1 in the OCG is also irrelevant, because as long as they don't have Anaconda, this is completely fine. Snatch Steel going from 0 to 1. They could have had that card at 1 for the longest time. It wouldn't have changed anything, wouldn't have really seen too much play. I think even Mind Control might be better because at least it doesn't lose to Cosmic and stuff like that. Dia Bellstar the Black Witch at 1 and Snake Eye Populace at 1. This is kind of huge because it's a huge consistency nerf for the deck on top of banning Beatrice, which means that the Fiendsmith package doesn't really get your engine going anymore, which means that now you have like 6 less 1-card starters, and also 2 and an extra 2 less, which means that your deck lost 10 1-card starters. So in other words, if you don't know how to do maths, the Snake Eye deck is no longer a thing. This is official. The Snake Eye deck in the OCG is so incredibly inconsistent, you might as well just not play it. It's absolute garbage. There's one Snake Eye Ash, one Witch, one Wanted. There's one of everything. It's basically the new tier, but it's so bad that you might as well just forget about it and move on and play something better. Raziel is objectively superior to the deck now. It's not even remotely close, because even with like 3 Pop, 3 Witch, and Beatrice, Raziel was still performing better in events, and as a matter of fact, that is the deck that is currently winning every single event in the OCG. It's insane. Anyway, Stunned by Dragon Chandra. Okay, so I actually love how a lot of people were defending this card. They were like, yeah, Chandra can't get a hit, it's the only tuner, blah blah blah. I made a video saying that Chandra could get banned, and Stunned by Dragon would still be just as powerful. In terms of OTK potential, nothing changes. And I hate the argument. I swear to God, some of y'all are stupid. I'm gonna roast the shit out of you. Way too many people think that Chandra is the only tuner of the deck and that without it, you can't do anything. Bro, Genroku is also a tuner, and every single 1-card OTK, I think except for Genroku itself, can OTK without Chandra. So quite frankly, it changes nothing. Anyways, Phantom of Yubel to 1. Yeah, I think that makes the Yubel deck even worse than it already was, so that's kind of fine. Fiendsmith, Engraver, and Shrek to 1. This is redundant because you're already banning Beatrice, and every deck that can use the Fiendsmith engine is already ass, so I don't really understand the purpose behind doing that. I think you can ban every single Fiendsmith card and only keep Engraver, Requiem. You just keep these 2 at 1, and the engine is still basically at full power because 2 monsters can still make Caesar, and that's more than enough. Anyways, Bonfire from 2 to 1. This is the only limitation that actually hurts the best deck, Raziel, and it doesn't matter because they can just substitute that lack of consistency by playing a 3rd 7 Tachyon, because right now they're playing 2 Bonfire and 2 7 Tachyon, at least for the most part. So yeah, honestly, it really doesn't change jack shit. It's such an irrelevant hit. I really don't agree with it. But for the semi-limited section, we have Ava going from 1 to 2, which is completely irrelevant considering the fact that Beatrice is now banned, which was the main reason why this card was good in the first place. Speedroad Terratop going from 1 to 2. I dislike that, because in the TCG we have 3 Terratops and it's not doing anything. You might as well just make it go from 1 to 3 immediately, especially considering the fact that they're trying to push Speedroids, and Speedroid video coming up real soon, by the way. And this deck, it benefits so much off of the Speedroid, and I mean Speedroid Terratop. Obviously, it benefits off of its own cards, yes, but Terratop is like particularly good in Speedroid. It's really insane. It's like the best starter in the deck. I think it makes no sense to push a set that has Speedroids if you're not gonna facilitate their existence as much as possible. Terratop is more than fine to come back at 3. Like, this excess of like security, it's really dumb. I really don't understand and agree with it. Dino Wrestler Bankertops going from 1 to 2, that is more justifiable because at least you can say we can test the waters, and you know, maybe 3 Bankertops might be a little too much right away, so we're gonna test 2 first. It's not like there was Dino Wrestler support or anything, so I can agree. MX Saber Invoker, again, just like Terratop, that's really dumb. You might as well unlimit the card completely. There's no reason to semi-limited. I don't understand why the OCG always they always feel the urge to semi-limit cards. Like semi-limiting SP Lone Knight. Why? Just you might as well ban the card if you don't like it. It's so dumb. This section, I swear to God, it's so useless. Except for some cards like Destiny Home Malicious and some other cards out there, also Thunder Dragon Colossus, like those kinds of cards where there's a substantial difference between 1, 2, and 3. A Lustre Pendulum, also irrelevant. This card could have been, like, went back to 3 ages ago in the OCG. It wouldn't have changed too much. Gold Sarcophagus, that's actually really cool. cool. I will take that. Fusion Destiny, that also makes sense because just like Speedro Terratop, the hero deck is getting more support in Supreme Darkness, so it does make sense that they're trying to push it a little bit more. Branded Opening, okay, that's a little bit of a consistency boost for Despia, but I don't really think anyone cares. Max C, yeah, this is the best limitation so far, even though, I mean, the best semi-limitation. There is a reason why I'm saying that. Alright, so I have no official source in particular, but I've heard that Konami of the OCG is really firm and adamant on the fact that Max C is needed for the game, so they wanted to keep it as a 3 of for pretty much forever. Whereas in the TCG side, we completely disagree. We think that Max C is not what we need for Yu-Gi-Oh! So we wanted it banned. Now, the fact that the OCG is willing to semi-limit Max C means that they're finally starting to understand that maybe, just maybe, having like 40 hand traps running around in Yu-Gi-Oh! Is perhaps not the best thing that we can have. So if they're semi-limiting Max C, what this tells me is that potentially maybe next format, well, next ban list, we might get Max C to 1 and then Max C to 0. And if Max C is banned in the OCG, then we'll get to a point where the OCG and the TCG are basically going to become the same format, which means that maybe we might also have some better rulings overall. The game is going to be pretty much the exact same, and we might merge the OCG and the TCG because this is the only card that I can really think of that completely differentiates the TCG from the OCG. Apart from that, for the most part, it's still almost the exact same game. The existence of Max C justifies the existence of so many degenerate cards in the OCG. For example, like Block Dragon and Adamantipator, they always had it, whereas we banned Block Dragon years ago because without Max C, there is pretty much nothing to check Adamantipator, even though I hate that argument because I don't believe in the concept of necessary evils. As a matter of fact, I'm actually going to make a full video on my thoughts on hand shops and why I really just don't like them, even though I keep repeating my opinion, but I never really go like too much in depth on it. The semi-limitation of Max C really opens up the door to a lot of opportunities in the future, and I can absolutely appreciate that. Even though personally I would have just like straight up banned Max C right on the spot. At least semi-limiting Max C is better than limiting it because one Max C in the game is kind of frustrating, but they also have like 3 Molchemi Parolia and 3 Ferraros already, so they almost have like 7 Max Cs if they limit Max C, so it's not like it changes that much. But this card with the other Molchemi cards, it's way too much. Like, we've gotten to a point of no return where the only way to really fix the game would be by accepting that perhaps having too many hand traps is not the best thing. That way, even decks like Raziel, that's going to be less of a thing in the future. Because I don't know if you've realized, but so far this ban list doesn't really address any issues. Like, nobody really cared too much about, I don't know, like Snake Eye Azamina or Tenpai Dragon Chandra or whatever, or like Yubel or the Fiend Split package. Nobody really cares about that. People care about the fact that there's 24 hand traps in the 40 card build of Tenpai Dragon, so they can easily hand trap you and OTK you. I also gave like the numbers on the probability of drawing a hand trap. Like they have like a 99.34% chance of drawing one hand trap, 92.70% chance of drawing 2, 69% chance or something, or 66 to draw 3, and 32.30% chance of drawing 4 hand traps, while also having a 95 point something percent chance of drawing their 1-card combo going second, which is completely ridiculous. This is unacceptable. Tenpai Dragon is like the epitome of what this game should not be. And then we also have decks like Raziel, which plays 20 hand traps with 2 Call by the Grave and a Cross Out, and they still play a lot of 1-card starters. This has to stop. I also, again, made a video on that very recently. All this just to say that Max C going to 2 at the very least is a step into the right direction. Anyways, Nightmare Throne, also irrelevant. I don't really care too much. Goes in match. This is so dumb. What the hell? No, we did something right by limiting Goes in match. So why just semi-limit it now? It makes no sense. Floodgates, if anything, should all get banned. This is no exception. This is not particularly any better than the other one. So yeah, big L actually here. All right, unlimited section, Blaster, Red Ox, Tidal, Tempest. Nobody cares about any of those cards. They all suck. The thing about them is that, again, the only people who say that the Dragon Ruler cards are unfair are the ones that don't know how to read it. They go like, oh yeah, the Dragon Ruler cards are insane. They have so many effects and you can use all of them. Yeah, except that you can't, because you can only use one effect per turn, only once that turn. So yeah, they literally inherently suck. They're extremely restricted in what they can naturally do. This is pathetic. Like, regardless of how you try to break them, they're just like one extender or one effect. They don't do multiple things at the same time. Anyway, Splash Fire, yeah, this also doesn't matter because the errata made it unplayable. Quick Fix, nobody cares. Zeus, oh! Zeus going from 1 to 3 kind of matters because Zodiac Drancia is now unbanned. So yeah, this is kind of like a big boost to the Zodiac deck. This was like the only deck that I could think of where playing multiple Zeus actually matters. I mean, they just made pure Zodiac an actual viable strategy. strategy. And also Goes and Match is pretty good in that deck, so yeah, that kind of makes sense. Anyways, Magispector Unicorn Kirin to 3 also makes, I mean, it changes nothing at all. Regeki to 3, okay, whatever, my friend, whatever. And Lightning Storm, I don't care. I really don't care at this point. The unlimited section, usually it's nothing too interesting, nothing impressive. And for the most part, this ban list, it's not gonna change anything. I swear to God, this only pushes new product. It doesn't fix the game, which I'm not a big fan of. Anyways, that's all I had for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And also, let's all know what you think of this OCG ban list in the comment section below. And I'll see you guys very soon. Peace.